Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to this special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. It's that time of the week again to count down the 10 hottest cards of the week. And again, in this top 10, you're going to see influence from those two newest sets. Modern Horizons 2 is having a big impact on the Modern format, as well as others. And Adventures in the Forgotten Realms is going to drop next week, and that is already having an impact on some cards, which you'll see in just a moment. Quickly, before we get into it, though, just a fast reminder, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, you can use that Heroes promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. Currently, you can pick up Modern Horizons 2 products there, as well as a lot of other things on their website. Remember, if your order is over $100 or it consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Also, whenever you use the promo code, it does support the channel, which is always appreciated, so thank you. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is Sea Hunter. This goes up $2.19 this week to $9.98 for a 28% increase. Now, this is a good time to let you know how we compile our top 10 every week. We look at two pieces of criteria. The first is an increase in the percentage value of the cards, and the second is a true increase in sales. So if you're wondering why a certain card isn't here this week, it fell short in one or both of those categories. Now back to Sea Hunter. This is going up for a very simple reason. It's seeing some increased play around a new Modern Horizons 2 card in Commander, and that card is Felon of Sea and Sky. It is also important to note that this has never been reprinted. It is hard to find online now in good condition. Number 9 is Arcbound Reclaimer. This goes up $2.43 this week to $6.13 for a 66% increase. And this is getting a lot of additional Commander play now in Zabaz the Glimmerwasp builds. That's another card that came out of Modern Horizons 2. But I've also seen this in some early Commander deck lists around a card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. That card is Oswald Fiddlebender. And this is not the last time we're going to mention Oswald in the video. Number 8 is Necrotic Ooze from Scars of Mirrodin. This goes up $2.55 this week to $7.19 for a 55% increase. This does currently get some Commander play in the Mimeoplasm builds and more. And remember, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms did bring some support to the Ooze tribe. But the reason this is moving this much right now has to do with the fact that it combos directly with a card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. The card is Asmodeus the Archfiend. And these two cards did get mentioned together in a Tolarian Community College video this week, which could have brought a little more attention to Necrotic Ooze. Number 7 is Alpine Moon. This goes up $2.73 this week to $4.72 for a 137% increase. This gets a little Pioneer and Legacy play, plus a tad bit of Commander play. But the reason this is jumping the way it is right now has to do with that shakeup in the Modern meta that began with the release of Modern Horizons 2. Many players began scrambling to build new decks or upgrade old ones to keep them competitive, and there's certain cards that cross over into a number of these builds. Many times those are mana-based cards, but also a lot of the time they're sideboard cards like this one here. This is good if you don't want to run Blood Moon due to your deck makeup. For example, this is a great sideboard card against Rakdos midrange builds that run Shinka the Blood-Soaked Keep or Shizo Death Storehouse. Also, there's a lot of decks in the format running Inkmoth Nexus right now, like Hammer Time, Hardened Scales, Infect, and Affinity. Additionally, there's a lot of other utility lands in the format you may come across as well. And number 6 happens to be Inkmoth Nexus from Mirrodin Besieged. It goes up $5.12 this week to $39.96 for a 15% increase. Of course, we just mentioned the modern play this card has been seeing. It also gets Legacy play in Infect. Plus, it has recently seen some increased Commander play in Zabaz builds. Number 5 is Retro Fitter Foundry. This goes up $5.18 this week to $40.72. That is also a 15% increase. This is seeing even more Legacy play now since Modern Horizons 2's been out. It's in Jeskai Standstill, Azorius and Mono Blue Affinity, Ninjas, and more. Also, this has been getting a little additional Commander play recently in Lannis Cryptozoologist builds, and now it's showing up in some early Commander deck lists around a card we just talked about a moment ago, Oswald Fiddlebender. Number 4 is Notion Thief. Check this out. Dragon's Maze up $5.10 to $6.92. That is a 280% increase. The Zendikar Rising Commander copy goes up $6.34 to $8.16. That is a 348% increase. And the Masters 25 copy goes up $6.98 to $8.99. That is a 347% increase. Okay, so this does see play in Pioneer and If to Light, but you know this is a very popular Commander card. moving for a couple reasons this week. The first, and maybe the biggest, is due to the fact that Hull Breacher was banned in Commander. Some players just needed a quick replacement for that card in their decks. Also, the two cards were mentioned together in a Command Zone podcast this week when Hull Breacher was banned. They were discussing the issue that sometimes there are too many similar cards with powerful effects, reducing the variance in Commander, and that episode could have brought some additional attention to the card. Secondly, though, this is in many early Commander deck lists around a new card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. That card is Xanathar Guild Kingpin. Number 3 is Primal Beyond. It goes up $7.52 this week to $18.46 for a 69% increase, and this is a Morningtide rare that is yet to be reprinted. If you watch the regular episodes of the Market Watch every weekend, you already know that this came out during a time period in Magic where there was a recession in the game. Less packs were cracked, so when you see these rares that have yet to be reprinted, they can spike when people pay attention to them. So why are people paying attention to this now? Sure, this does get a little Commander play, but the reason this is as hot as it is right now is because of that new Modern meta. You'll find this in 5-color elementals there. Number 2 is Shattering Spree. Mystery Booster goes up $2.46 to $18.99. That is a 15% increase. Guild Pack goes up $9.27 to $24.98. That is a 59% increase. And the Guilds of Ravnica is a Guild Kit copy, goes up $24.64 this week to $39.99. That is a 160% increase. So this card is still jumping. Yet again, we have another card that is seeing additional Modern sideboard play in this new meta. There's a lot of decks running Urza's Saga. Many decks are leaning harder on artifacts now. This can be good against Hammer Time, Amulet Titan, Urza's Kitchen, Hell's Kitchen, Stoneblade builds, Affinity, Hardened Scales, and more in the format. Also, this continues to see play in Legacy and Vintage. And in Commander, many times you'll find this in fast mono red decks that don't rely on mana rocks. And it is getting more play now in that format as well in Ragavan Nimble Pilferer builds. And number 1 is Opalescence. This goes up $43 this week to $76.99. That is a 127% increase. This has seen increased Commander play due to a Modern Horizons 2 card, and that is Sithis Harvest Hand. You'll find this in those builds. Since this is a reserve list card, it doesn't take all that much attention to make it jump, and it sure did jump this week. Alright, with that being said, that does it for this special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch and our top 10 cards. Remember to join us this weekend for the regular episode where we deep dive into everything that's happening in the secondary market. Until then, though, hey, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Please remember to like and subscribe and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon and have a great day.